Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amber, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my reading and film wrap-up, and maybe some TV shows. So I've kind of changed things up a little bit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to... No, I probably might go back to doing my, daily updates for y'all, because I kind of missed doing it. But I felt like I would be repetitive. I started doing the updates this week, and I felt like I was just being repetitive of the same thing. Felt like I was saying the same thing over again all the time. So if you enjoyed those updates, please tell me. I probably will still end up going back to it either way if I feel like it, but since the week is already done, I thought I would give you my weekly wrap up so that I'm putting out a video. So the first thing I'll do is talk about the films and TV shows. So TV shows, because those are the past things. I've been going all over the place with TV shows. I was watching Arrow. I was like 3 to 4 episodes into the second season, and then I just stopped watching it for some reason. I don't remember why, but I just lost it there, and because of that, I kind of lost motivation to continue on. Then I tried Black Lightning. I don't like this show. It's boring, and I don't like the main lead, who kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I don't know why. There's just something about him that has always bothered me, and I can't think of what it is. It's just something about his acting, and I'm tired of superhero films and TV shows that are always focusing on the men. The men always are the main leads. They're the focus, and I get it, the stories, whatever, but why aren't there coming out with superhero movies and shows that are focused on women? There's a few out there, I get that, but not enough, and I'm been really getting frustrated with it as in the past week, because that's all I seem to be seeing out there is men superheroes. I want women superheroes. I want more of them. There needs to be some kind of balance, and I'm just not getting that. And also with Black Lightning, I didn't like how the music worked. It was really off-putting, because if you like one music, then it would change midstream in the same scene, and it just didn't work with what was going on in the scene. So it really took me out of the show. I just couldn't understand why would they were doing that with the music. It just really bugged me. I also just didn't really like again, I don't like the fact. I'd rather have had the focus on the daughters. They seemed way more interesting than Black Lightning himself. Whatever. So sorry to anybody who loves Black Lightning or enjoys it. It just wasn't what I was wanting at that moment, I guess, and I really didn't like it. So sorry, but it is what it is. Now into films, I watched I've Been Almighty, and this one is about a man who ends up being told by God to build an ark for flood, if you know the Bible story. So he kind of ends up turning into Noah. I really liked it. It was funny. It was enjoyable. It did a job for me, which was to make me laugh, and that was it was enough. It's not the greatest film, wasn't even the funniest, but it was good, and I had a few laughs. So then I watched Trolls, which I don't know why I did, because I didn't like it the first time, but I was just in that zone where I was just wanting something random, and it was just the first thing that I saw, so I just went and watched it, and I wanted to DNF it, but I was already almost done, so I just finished it. Whatever, I don't like this film. Trolls is the most annoying film I've watched in a while. I don't like the message. I think that it's ridiculous to think that we can be happy 99% of the time, and that being sad is such a bad thing. It's such a negative, and it's not. It's fine to feel whatever you feel, and we shouldn't have to hide from our own sadness. If we're sad, if we're angry, we should be able to express that without any judgment. And I just think that there's no balance in what this film is saying, and I think it gives the wrong message to children who are, and how happiness is supposed to be all that's the end all kind of thing. It's not. And we should be able to express whatever we're feeling, and it should be okay. And I just kind of but I don't know, it bugged the hell out of me. So this one gets 1 star. I rewatched The Hobbit trilogy, which gets 5 stars of course. I know a lot of people don't really care for it, but I thought it was great. It was amazing, and I had a lot of fun watching it. I will be starting Lord of the Rings this weekend, so that should be done then. I also picked up Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I loved this film. It was hilarious. Like, it was so funny. So if you do not know, Jumanji is like kind of this Jumanji is kind of like a sequel to the previous one with Robin Williams, and this one, instead of a board game, is a video game, but it's like one of the earlier editions, so it looks dinky, and these kids who end up in detention together, 4 of them, end up being thrown into the game, and they have to find a way to survive and get back out of the game. I thought this film was hilarious. It did his job plus more with the humor and keeping me engaged. I thought the story was amazingly well done, which was surprising to me because I've heard some negatives about it, but I thought the story was great. The way that they handled the graphics was great because this is a video game that there is, and it's one of the newer editions, older editions I should say, one of the first ones out. So of course the graphics aren't going to be great, and I think that it fits with the whole theme of it all. So I don't really understand the criticisms with that because it was meant to kind of look like that. Like, the animals are not going to be that great because it's a video game and it's not even 2000s version, you know, so it's like, give it a break. It's not going to be that great, but I thought the story was amazing. It was hilarious. It's something that I would definitely rewatch, whereas I would not rewatch Evan Almighty. So this one gets 4 stars. The last one that I watched, or tried to watch rather, was Darkest Hour. This, again, was just not the right time to be watching it. I will be rewatching it soon, probably, so maybe next week you'll get a chance, but it's just that I would mention it here, because if you watched Darkest Hour and you liked it, tell me down below why you liked it and why I should watch it, because I really want to finish it. I just not ready for it yet. But I just think that Gary Oldman did a great job and portrayed Winston Churchill spot on, I think. So now we're on to books. I will talk about what I've finished first. Reread first, since I don't have much to say. I did finish Prisoner of Azkaban. I am now starting Goblet of Fire. So finally getting to where I really wanted to get to, which was this one and Order of the Phoenix. These are the 2 books I really wanted to reread for some reason. So I'm happy to finally be back into that point where I wanted to be. I have also changed things up because since I finished the next book that I'll be talking about, I didn't really want to read the next 2 books yet because they're kind of on the dry side too, and I don't really want that because I don't want to ruin my experience of that. So I need a break. So I thought I would just focus on the Harry Potter series, finish that, then go back to that. So because of that, I will be reading 50 pages a day of John Adams, and I should be done with this by next Saturday if I read it almost every day. So Friday or Saturday of next week, I should be done with this. I'm very much looking forward to that because I would like to talk about this and kind of be done with talking about it in updates. But I'm halfway through. He's back in England, Paris, France, wherever he is. Can't exactly remember right now, but his wife is with him now. So that's very interesting, but nothing really important I feel like is happening right now. So kind of muddling around. I want more on his part in the government and all that. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. So that is that. But now we have a book review because I finished The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. This was his first and last book as he worked on it throughout most of his writing career, but it never got published before he passed. So it finally was published 4 years after his death by his son, Christopher Tolkien. And I really thought this was a really great addition to the world of Lord of the Rings. I think that if you've already read Lord of the Rings, you'll enjoy this, especially if you did enjoy Lord of the Rings. And if you're a lover of Tolkien, this would probably be a must-need read because it gives you more like background on Middle Earth itself. You get to see how Middle Earth was created and how the elves and the dwarves and the humans kind of become part of the world. And so it's just it really feels like a lot of world building, which makes this read a little bit more tedious, especially as it reads like a history more than a story. So that's great. Like, I think it's great that it does read like a history because it's the history of Middle Earth, so it makes sense. And I loved see more of the world and the beginnings of it all and all that stuff, and it was enjoyable, but it was pretty tedious to get through because it's typical Tolkien in the way that he writes. It's slow, it's dry, and yeah, it's typical. I expected that going in, so I knew to expect it. I think a lot of the problems with why I started to lag and want to be done faster was mainly because I was reading it so slow through the past week because of being out of town so much and just not having much of a chance to really dig into it at times, so that kind of affected my reading. But for the most part, I just think that, you know, it's typical Tolkien. I think that if you have not read Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, really just Lord of the Rings, I don't think that you should pick this up first. I think you should wait until you have. And I think that, again, like, if you already have and you enjoy Tolkien, that is something that you will want to read. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking of it, because really don't think that you should. I never repetitive that. So I enjoyed it a whole lot. It's a great story, history rather, of Middle Earth, but there's not really much to say. Like, I keep thinking, like, what else can I say? There's not a lot to say about the Silmarillion because it's just world building. That's all it really is. I did like it. I did enjoy it, and I'm glad to have it, and it did definitely make me want to read more of, like, the history. There's so many other books that he's written around this world that I really want to read, so it kept me interested in that. So there you go. That's all I have to say about that, and that's really all I have for this week. I will be breaking on Goblet of Fire and John Adams, and hopefully by the end of next week, you'll get a review on John Adams. I really want to start Washington by the Monday after this, so it would be nice to be done with John Adams so I can get into that, because that's gonna be a massive undertaking because it's longer than this nonfiction. So I'm just trying to get that out of the way. So anyways, that is all I have for you. I'd love to hear what you've been reading. If you've read any of the books that I talked about, I would love to talk with you down below about them. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then.